Hey everyone, James Reeves, TFBTV. SHOT Show is like Christmas to me, except instead of arguing with my family, I argue with strangers on the internet, and instead of getting drunk for free, I black out on $20 Miller Lights from the Circle Bar and airport bottles of Sosa Tequila and Orange Gatorade Zero from Walgreens. I love everything about SHOT Show. Said it last year, I'll say it again. If you're going to bitch about SHOT Show or bitch about Las Vegas, stay the fuck at home, watch TFBTV Showtime Player. I think I just finished uploading the last one. We're at like 104 or something. Maybe 6-7 million views across our coverage, just crushing it, mainly because of our crack team, Ryan, Hop, Luke, and Adam. When you say crack team, you might think I'm talking about like a really skilled team, when I mean that I'm pretty sure all of them smoked crack at some point in Las Vegas, but it's cheaper than the Circle Bar. Speaking of smoking crack, I'm about to tell you my 5 favorite handguns from the show. This was a stronger than average show. I thought there were some neat guns there, old, new, and new again. I'm having a hard time ranking pistols. None of them really blew my mind. There were a lot of really cool new handguns. I'll only stand behind my number one pick on this list. Everything else, take it or leave it, you can shuffle it around. But these, I think, were the 5 best. You guys know what's coming. Glock Kaa. I called it the Glock COA pistol at the range, and Brandy with Glock marketing did her usual thing where she squints at me and says in a very dry tone, we call it the Kaa. But at least somebody likes me over there. My dog, Shane Coley, he and I went over the Glock Kaa together. Am I biased towards Glock? Absolutely. But you guys are aware of that. I make you aware of that, and I tell you that because honesty on TFBTV is incredibly important to me. Thus, if you want, disregard my opinion as personal bias, but I'm going to go ahead and make what I think is a pretty compelling case anyways. Really, this is just an accessory upgrade package just as much as it is a gun. It's a new slide with a new optic, but in reality, I guarantee you this is going to outsell every single of the other guns on this list combined, probably 5 times over or more, because this isn't just a fun new anime titty gun or some kind of throwback gun in 32 ACP. This is a gun that people are going to use for actual work, and by actual work, I mean shooting people who need to be shot. You're getting the most popular Glock models with innovation from both Aimpoint and Glock. The innovation from Aimpoint is you're getting probably their slimmest red dot ever, but it's got the same window size as the larger and popular Acro P2. Same window, same field of view, but with a slimmer housing, making it ideal for concealed carry. Plus, you've got this new mounting system that's going to probably be the sturdiest on the market. I'm not Sage Dynamics, but I did just stay at a Holiday Inn last night. And by stay at a Holiday Inn last night, I meant I smoked crack with the other guys from TFBTV and we fell asleep in the alley behind one. I need another optic footprint like I need a fucking hole in my head, but Glock and Aimpoint work together to find what's probably going to be the most rock-solid mounting platform, at least for a pistol. The Kaa optic kind of dovetails into the slide instead of just bolting on top of it with shitty screws. It's pretty neat. Finally, the price. How much does an Acro cost? An Aimpoint Acro, $500-$600. How much does a Glock pistol cost? $500-$600. How much does a Kaa gun cost with the optic? I've been seeing them in the $800 range street price, representing a tremendous savings. And if you're a GSSF member with a blue label or you're a cop or whatever, you're probably buying these guns for $600 and change if I had to guess. I put my money where my mouth is, shot the absolute piss out of one of these Kaas, hitting the little 4-6-inch plate, whatever it was, at 20-25 yards 5 times in a row with one of my favorite pistols, the Glock 43X version with this new optic. Fortunately, Ryan was there to catch it on camera.
So is there any PR stuff you know about the Kaa?
5 for 5. 5 for 5 with the little guy.
That's pretty impressive.
I hope you got that on camera.
I don't remember it because I was high on crack. I'm kidding, but I was super nervous because Shane Coley was just standing looking at me over my shoulder watching me shoot. And anyways, we know what happens when you mix crack and guns. You get our number 4, Kel-Tec P57 in the controversy slot, because you don't put a 21-round pistol that takes stripper clips and is made out of melted down Power Rangers at number 1, but this gun was too awesome and too popular to be our number 5. Indeed, this was one of our most popular videos from SHOT Show, hitting 6 digits almost immediately the first day, and I believe it is our most popular pistol video from the show. What is this gun? A 5.7 pistol that holds 21 rounds. So what? There are other 5.7 pistols that hold 21 rounds. Well, it doesn't accept magazines either. Checkmate, motherfucker. Hold on. Wait, that's a bad thing. Or is it? Because this gun doesn't accept a magazine, it can be much lighter and thinner than its competition. For example, the PSA Rockin' 57 weighs 25 ounces. The Kel-Tec half the weight at 13 ounces. The Rock 1.3 inches wide, 5.4 inches tall. The Kel-Tec less than an inch wide, less than 5 inches tall, having the same barrel length. It's also optics ready. It'll retail with a $399 MSRP versus the $499 MSRP on the Rock. Also, no mag release button to accidentally sit on. Well, what if you run out of ammo? I spoke with John Correa about this at the show, and I also pointed out in my video. He said that in the thousands of defensive shootings he's seen, he may have seen one reload ever, at least on the civilian side. With 21 rounds of 5.7, it's highly unlikely that you'll need to reload. And be honest with yourselves, how many of you guys are even carrying an extra magazine more than half the time anyways? This gun invited controversy, but in my opinion, George Kellgren has once again shown his genius and his willingness to think outside the box to get an unorthodox solution to a problem we didn't even know existed. Since Uncle George just donkey punched us with the PR-57, let me lay you down with something a little bit more missionary position. Smith Wesson Ultimate Carry Series. Smith Wesson teamed up with Lipsy's again for 2025 to make the new Ultimate Carry revolver. They made the Ultimate Carry last year, but this one's got two major improvements. One, it uses a titanium cylinder instead of a steel cylinder. Two, comes with two sets of grips, Smith & Wesson rubber boot grips or the hammer-forged AFR undercover grips, which I had never felt before. They seem pretty effing great. These guns have real combat sights, including a blacked-out rear notch and a front XS night sight. It includes Smith & Wesson's Endurance package, which sounds cool, except I've got no frickin' clue what it is. I looked it up on Google, read a thread on the Smith & Wesson forum where a bunch of boomers argued about what it is. They don't know either. I don't feel too bad. It's got chamfered charge holes. Think of these as tiny little mag funnels for your revolver to make loading easier, and it's got a beveled cylinder front edge to make it a little smoother. More importantly, no internal lock. The internal lock revolver is like the fucking wailing wall for septuagenarian revolver guys. It's like their own personal 9/11. They would rather be caught with, I don't know, a Hickok 45 waifu pillow over an internal lock 686 or something. All jokes aside, Smith & Wesson's phasing out the internal lock, and I think that that's a step in the right direction. I think we're all happy about that. Oh my God, well, they're phasing out the lock, so now kids can use it. Dude, first of all, if your kid is getting to your revolver and the only thing that saved your ass was the fact that it had an internal lock on it, you done messed up already. Second, how many millions of other guns don't have internal locks on them? Third, whoever has used the internal lock on these guns? And fourth, it ain't like it's really hard to get a lock for your gun if you want one. First of all, guarantee you're going to get one for free. Second of all, if that's not good enough for you, get on Instagram. There are literally dozens of companies ready to take your money for some highfalutin, fancy biometric lock where you put a drop of your grandmother's blood and the son of a bitch opens like the door of Doran from Lord of the Rings. So long overdue. Of course, I've seen people decrying it on Twitter saying, oh my God, they're making the guns less safe. No, just no. Anyways, these have an improved trigger. They're chambered in 32 H&R Magnum. Never shot it. Never even seen it. Don't even know what it looks like. But the trade-off sounds good. Half the recoil, 80% of the energy, according to the research that I did whenever I got back from shot. Plus, you get one extra round in the cylinder. You get 6 versus 5 with 38 special. And it weighs just 13 ounces with an MSRP of $825 for all that. That makes it kind of a perfect Goldilocks gun of a revolver. My 340 PD that I love shoots 357 Magnum, but son of a bitch, does that thing kick. It only holds 5 rounds, and it's just 1 ounce lighter than the Ultimate Carry while being $300 more expensive. Now, the old reliable 642 Airweight, which was my first revolver, $300 cheaper than the Lipsy's Ultimate Carry, but 1.5 ounces heavier, and it shoots 5 rounds of 38 special. The sights suck. The trigger's nothing to write home about. You get very basic grips. In other words, it doesn't come with all the bells and whistles that the Ultimate Carry does. It was very, very, very positively received, not just at the show among industry professionals, but you guys, commenters, the salty buttholes that you guys are, y'all loved it. Let's keep the Smith train rolling because they did some good things at this show. These streets ain't what they used to be, toots. That's why we got the Smith Wesson Model 36 Chiefs Special. What is it? A dead-on remake of the original Model 36 Chiefs. This was the first J-frame revolver. It was introduced in 1950, right after World War II, at the International Association of Chiefs of Police Convention, where they voted to name it the Chiefs Special. It's no-nonsense, reliable, all-steel pocket revolver, top of its class for decades as a powerful concealed carry option. It was adopted by the FBI and the NYPD, the latter of whom allegedly still have sentimental old-school cops carrying it as a backup gun. Oddly enough, the Model 36 was also used in 2 high-profile assassinations, the deaths of South Korean leader Park Chung-hee and Harvey Milk. In my eyes, the Model 36 also killed the competition at SHOT Show 2025. This isn't just a steel Model 637. Smith & Wesson went deep into the archives to make this gun look every bit like the original, including gorgeous wood grips, deep bluing, old-school machined logos instead of laser engraving, and with an MSRP of $849, reasonably priced. It's simply a gorgeous but practical gun, total tuxedo gun, maybe a trench coat front pocket gun for whenever Bugsy Muggsy or Fats decide they don't want to come down to the station without a little help from your pals, Smith & Wesson. Number 1, this was easy for me. P7 Pro's HK P7 M13 clone, the M13 Slim. Hans, Booby, I'm your white knight, or really Brett from P7 Pro is. That's because he's bringing back a 100% parts interchangeable HK P7 M13 type pistol. I'm saying type pistol for legal reasons, because the patent's clearly expired, anyone can make it, and P7 Pro's making a 1-to-1 P7 M13, but it's actually arguably better than the original. I've had several P7s, including some M13s when I was a young 21-year-old FFL in Florida, including the Jubilee editions, if you guys remember those. P7 M13, a little bit like my college girlfriend, pretty good looking, but a little chunky. The spec sheet says 1.2 inches wide, but it felt chubbier than that. Maybe it was just in the grip, because unlike the P7 M8, which was slim and used single stack mags, the M13 used fat, expensive double stack mags. It also weighed 2¼ pounds, recoiled a little too hard for 9mm, and got hot when you shot it. Also, did I mention it was expensive as balls? P7 Pro has addressed all of this. Well, maybe except for the price. And that's kind of debatable anyways. The P7 Pro Slim, about a pound lighter than the original P7 M13 because it uses, instead of an all-steel frame, a slim aluminum frame with a bob tail. So it's lighter and it's easier to carry. It uses a cold hammer forged barrel, but unfluted, which allegedly makes it easier to shoot and cleaner. It's also got several other modern design cues, so if you're interested, you need to check out the full video for all the deets. Now the price, $3,000. Yeah, that's pretty stout, but according to inflation-adjusted pricing, the original MSRP for this gun was $1,300 in the 80s. That would be over $4,000 today. Technically speaking, then, it's about 25% cheaper than the original, and it appears to be better in every way, except for the fact it's not made by HK. That's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I really, really love doing these wrap-ups with you. Thank you so much to Top Gun Supply, to Ventura Munitions, and to Blue Alpha. If you guys want to win almost $2,000 in gift certificates to Top Gun Supply or Blue Alpha that we give away every single month, make sure you support us at subscribestar.com/tfbtv. We did not accept money from any of the companies on this list in exchange for them being on the list or visiting their booth or whatever. We rely on you guys. We need you. Between that and our paltry AdSense revenue, you keep us afloat. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. We got a few more top 5s to go.